In the spring of 2017, I got an unexpected invite from my good friend Willi Schmidt to go to Argentina and bow hunt free-range red stag for my very first time. Although it was last minute, I'm so happy I went. Now that hunt, I was able to take my very first red stag and meet who is now a great friend of mine, Joaquin Capel. During our time hunting in Argentina together, Joaquin talked about the opportunities and the beauty that Patagonia held. After that week, Willie and I knew that we needed to return someday, to experience that beauty for ourselves. Which brings us to here, 7 years later.
Fresh out the boat in the promised land, 24 hours, got a gun in my hand. Sagebrush prairie vines I can see.
After arriving in Buenos Aires and spending the night, we headed out to the ranch that we'd be hunting for the week. Willie and I could tell this place was beautiful. It was exactly everything that Joaquin had explained for the past 7 years.
Paid me silver to fix it with lead. Vultures circling overhead, there's a number to mind their song.
This place is incredible. We just arrived at the ranch here. We can actually see red stag right now from the lodge. There's some hinds out in the field here, and he said the roaring should pick up here this afternoon, not too long. But aside from the bow not being here yet, this is absolutely incredible. I mean, you try to picture in your mind what it's going to be like, and it never does it justice, but this place is unbelievable. Really excited to be here.
And while I was out there shooting, Joaquin was with me, and we heard a couple of stags roaring up here on the mountains. And he said that this valley would kind of load up with stags about this time of night, and I'm sure the wind and the rain's going to affect it, but I just looked over there and I was like, holy crap. And there's just hinds everywhere. And now you can start hearing the roars out here as well. So we're going to head out for the first evening, and at least if we get something that's worthwhile taking a stock after, we're going to do it. If not, it'll just be kind of learning the lay of the land and checking things out to see what's going on. It's getting really quick. Ugh. Man, I love an elk bugle more than anything, but these stags roaring are pretty awesome.
Yeah, there's a big group of hinds on the side here in that field. Also that brushy stuff on the other side of that swampy area.
Oh yeah,
Like all the way through there. I want to get my spot.
Just to be clear to everybody, you're going to see fences. You're not going to see high fences. This is 100% free range. This is a cattle ranch, and they're just range fences and drift fences to keep the horses and cattle in there. But these are 100% free range stag. Never been bought, never been at any farm, never sold. These are as free range as they get. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, it is.
small-headed dopamine floods in my bloodstream. A notification calls me to act now. Constant distractions divert my attention to the fact that I'm no longer happy somehow. The media.
Exactly what Joaquin was saying for the last couple months when Jason and I were planning this is it's great bow hunting terrain, lots of stags, lots of animals, but there's so many animals, so many hinds you gotta work through to get to the stags. We've got 4 pretty good stags roaring right now, within a couple 100 yards, but there's also, I don't know how many hinds, but there's bodies everywhere. Circling back around. So that encounter we just had, super close, didn't have a shot, but he said it was a trophy, but a young trophy, so, you know, I'd have been thrilled with it, but he's managing the ranch for what he wants. And it's either a management stag or a trophy, and it's gotta be mature, 8-9 years old. But that was super cool. We just saw another young one, but there's one that's roaring he wants us to take a look at. Watching this is a big body. He's just chasing everything. Just watching bodies move around. He's a big 5x5. People probably like shooting a 330 class 5x5 bull elk. He's just big, beefy, running the roost up there. But what a morning. In stags, in roars, lots of just animals. Too many animals. I think it hurt us a couple of times. There's still I haven't heard a roar over here in a bit, but there's probably still some over there. Pretty bull, big bull, and as you'd expect, he's got the biggest harem of hinds we've seen up at this end of the valley. Gotta have 20 to 30 hinds. We can't see them all right now. And in the wide open, there's a ditch with trees in it that runs a lot closer to where they are. So we're gonna go and get in that ditch, and then they're gonna stay back while I go in there. And we're just gonna kind of wait as more stags come out. He's probably gonna be running around either chasing them off or protecting his hinds from them. So it's sort of a patience game and see what happens.
Where the pavement ends, on X begins.
About dropping here in the bottom and getting up there another 30 or 40 yards to that last tree. There was one coming in. No. Jason sees another bull out here, but I'm wondering if we get this bottom, lose that elevation and get to that tree. Wind is blowing that way, so we gotta stay kind of safe. Yeah. Had him at 67 yards, and then he came to chase off a spike and probably got around 50, but was moving, and we had brush in our way, no shot opportunity. And now he's kind of pushed his hinds farther away. We've got some ground we can work through this draw, but the wind's blowing that way, and the further up we go, it's going to take our scent into him. So I'm just trying to figure out what we want to do, what we can do. That was exciting. He's a heck of a stag. The only thing that close is good for is horseshoes and hand grenades, maybe dancing, but it didn't help us here. Now he's out there about 250, 300 yards. Joaquin, what about this one straight out there? It's walking away now.
Yeah, there's only more than ways
We're gonna try to cut the time a little bit shorter this morning in finding a stag we want to go after and going after it. But it is roars in this whole valley right now. Back where we were last night. We tried to go after a stag or two this morning and just never got in on anything. And we've picked up that really big stag. It was after yesterday that got, about 67 yards from. So we're gonna go after him. There's another ditch that runs up to about where he is with his hinds, and he was close to it, and he kind of out in this big flat. This is a short hunt. I've never killed a stag. I really want to get one with my bow, but we are going to pack the rifle as a backup. See how far away, where the hinds are, and see what the next steps will be. A lot of the hinds are bedded, and they're slim. So we may just try to, he's a hell of a stag. We may just try to get the spot now and wait for him to get a shot. He did not see the stag. He's roaring and he was to the right, so we don't even know exactly where he is right now, but he's not going to leave his hinds. So we may just get up for the shot here with a rifle and try to take him that way. Good job, bud. Super stoked. Super stoked. I mean, this is just what Joaquin's trying to do with this ranch, is take these old mature ones, and he just felt the teeth. Says he's probably 9 or 10 years old, probably 10, so regressing a little bit. What a beautiful specimen. This is just dream come true, actually. Hunted Argentina 7 years ago and didn't take a stag. Jason and I've shared a lot of camps together, and we've been a couple of places outside the US, and couldn't have asked for a better hunting partner to come and do it with me. Maybe I did it with him, I don't know, but we did it together. It's pretty cool. And this is what you come for, is these crowns. So, hunted stags in Argentina 7 years ago, and Joaquin at the time had talked about Patagonia, so made a bucket list hunt happen. And couldn't be more stoked with this super cool, old, mature stag. Got it.
Good job, Willie. It's our third day here in Argentina, and my bow just showed up. I really didn't think it was going to show up. We were actually planning to do a rifle hunt with Joaquin's rifle tonight. I just felt like that was going to be the better move, but then we saw them come flying down the road and brought in the bow case. So we're a little bit more behind because we were going to do a different strategy hunt tonight. But man, does it feel good to finally be united with the bow again. It's been lost in Buenos Aires for about 3 or 4 days and showed up looking in good shape. So gonna get my stuff on, be able to wear my own boots, use my own optics, and carry my own bow. So that is a great feeling. The big change in plans, my stuff showing up. I feel a little jumpy right now, but I just made 3 shots, 2 at 40, 1 at 30, and all of them were in the center red dot. So I just need to kind of settle in and get into the groove of the hunt here. It's gonna be a fun evening.
That's sweet.
Don't even have to imagine it anymore. It's
Exactly.
We shoot the same arrows, everything.
Oh yeah?
Exactly the same arrows. Yeah. Sweet.
Heck yeah. We're back.
Awesome.
It was good to be back here hunting with Joaquin. He's just one of those guys that I connected with from the very first moment we had a chance to hunt together. We have very similar hunting styles, and it's enjoyable to be around people who think like you do.
Well, we're just getting out. Kind of drove right down in the middle of where we think the stags are gonna be. The wind is coming in our face here, so we're gonna hunt this direction. You can hear them roaring right now, so. Feels good to be here and be doing this with Willie. After 7 years, we're back hunting red stags down here in Argentina, Patagonia area. Just feeling pretty lucky right now.
I was stoked for Willie. He had connected on a beautiful free-range Patagonia red stag here in one of the most beautiful locations that you could possibly imagine. I was excited to get after it. I knew we only had 2.5 days left, but this hunt is far from over.